Now we're on the way to Big Oak Tree State Park in what the book calls Swampeast, Missouri, because it's a swamp in southeast Missouri.
I love swamps in Missouri or north of where there are alligators.
Yep.
Which we just looked up. Alligators are surprisingly far north in Arkansas. Much farther north than we expected when we just Googled that. But here in Missouri, no alligators, and because it is April, hiking through a swamp doesn't seem so awful, because I'm sure the insects are pretty terrible June, July, August, and September. So, especially July and August.
So according to our book, Big Oak Tree State Park has big... You would think the first thing they would list would be oak trees. It is not. It is hickory trees. A visit to Big Oak Tree State Park is a visit to Missouri as the first explorers saw it. Towering hickory trees and oaks form a canopy that averages more than 120 feet in height. And the soaring trees and marshy terrain transports visitors back to when southeast Missouri was dubbed swampeast Missouri. The trees and wetlands make the park a prime place for wildlife. Visitors enjoy the picnic sites and shelters that are shaded by trees that have seen centuries of history. A self-guided boardwalk trail tells the story of the rich landscape. So I think, is this the furthest southeast state park in Missouri?
Pretty sure it's the furthest east. We've already been to two that were south of us, but we are right on the state line. I mean, New Madrid's right on the state line. Like all of this kind of Mississippi Delta stuff's pretty far out here to a part of the state that we don't really come to. Hardly ever. Probably nobody really comes to ever. We didn't see anybody at the morning hike or in the parking lot. We're in a pretty remote part of Missouri for sure.
So sometimes in exploring state parks, you get very pleasantly surprised. We were just very pleasantly surprised by Big Oak State Park in, where is this?
Big Oak Tree State Park?
Big Oak Tree State Park. Where is it?
I don't know.
Southeast Missouri, right on the Mississippi River. It's a swamp, which is neat. One of the neatest things about it is I guess the trees here are just... have super nutrients going through them, and it's like some shit out of Jurassic Park. It's just amazing. These trees, several of them were state champion, several of them were national champion trees, just gigantic.
It's the largest concentration of champion giant trees in the whole state, and it's the last remaining forest, swamp forest that is like true boot heel original native forest to this area, because almost everything around here has been converted to farmland. Yeah, so this one little protected area happens to have these giant trees and then really dense forest swampland.
I mean, we found acorns like the size of a fist. It was just unbelievable to see.
This big.
Now, fair warning, there are two trails. Both of them were neat, and they both have their own caveats. The first one we went on was the boardwalk trail. And it's just like it sounds. There's a boardwalk so you don't get your feet wet, and you're walking really through a swamp. It was the first swamp we've walked through where I haven't been worried about alligators, so that was neat. But the metal boardwalk that you're walking on is it's set up to prevent you, if your feet are wet, from falling down, and as a result it's kind of like a cheese grater. Our baby was walking on it and fell down, cut her hand open, so be aware of that, don't fall.
Yeah.
The second trail is the Bottomland Trail, and we thought it was just going to be dry and flat. Nope, it's a swamp too, and there's no boardwalk. So if you come on this one, I hope you have wool socks or some water shoes,
Yeah, because
something like that. Yeah.
We are all soaking wet. Like our feet and shoes are drenched in mud. We have mud all over our legs.
No, I literally had to get new socks, and I had to get new socks
full on hiking through swamp.
Yeah, I mean, there were parts of it on the trail. Like, you can see where the trail was that were a foot deep of water.
Yeah.
Not complaining. Amazing state park. Love it. 4.5 stars.
Yeah, this was one of my favorite state parks we've been to all year. I think the scope of the trees, the size of the trees it was like fairy tale. It was unbelievable. It was really phenomenal. I was super impressed. The state champion, I think, chestnut tree, hickory tree, some kind of oak tree. We have a ton of pictures of some of the champion trees. Some of them were not, like, there weren't signage to really tell you. And some of them were marked, but even just the forest itself had so many large trees that I've never seen anything quite like it. It was pretty amazing.
Ben, you like it? Good video, Ben.
Yeah.